enrolled in a bookkeeping course at a local college. It was a middle-aged woman called Sherri Lynn Lamarche.
Well, Sherri, tell me about her.
Sherri. So she's a country gal, as we know. She's from Nova Scotia. So in terms of what I could find out about Sherri online, there's only 1 or 2 pictures of her that, you know, are kind of Googleable. And really, she just kind of looks like an ordinary kind of middle-aged woman. And in this one picture I found of her, she's just sitting outside. She's got a cigarette in her hand and just like this little glass of beer beside her. But from what we know, she's had a decent upbringing, good education, and her first marriage didn't really work out. But then she met someone else and she had 2 daughters. And her jobs up until now have also been, you know, just pretty run-of-the-mill, like worked in retail.
And she's at the local college.
Yes. So she's studying bookkeeping. She's trying to make, you know, a better life for herself. So Sherri is brought into their new firm, which is rapidly growing at this point in its real estate division. And before long, she becomes their rock. But there is one thing that I guess jumped out at me a bit about Sherri's life and her sort of, you know, her lifestyle outside of the workplace. She's a compulsive gambler.
Ooh, Sherri, the admin rock.
Yeah. It was getting pretty bad. Like, she was hitting the bingo pretty hard, that is for sure. She's there 5 days a week. Ooh. And, you know, all the while she's got the apps on her phone. So, you know, just from every angle, gambling's a big part of her life. But here is the deal. So, Sherri, she's now key to company business dealings. She knows every bank account. She knows every email. She's got full access to the company, really. Sherri has been dipping into several of her boss Bessim's companies across his whole group. So get a load of this. One of his development companies, 12 transactions in a year. Total, $598,000.
More than $500,000.
I'm not done yet.
Oh,
Are you ready? Wait for this. In his property operation, $5.1 million.
On top of... Oh, my gosh.
Even when I say it aloud now, I'm like...
That's so much money.
That's
so
incomprehensible.
Like, okay, so...
Millions.
So, a lot.
And in another company in the group, 25 transactions, all carried out over 3 years, $1.9 million. And that's only, you know, that's only as far back as they went, because they couldn't face like going back any further.
And it sounds a lot like it fits with what's called the fraud triangle.
I like that, the fraud triangle. Go on, I'm intrigued.
So the 3 components of fraud are opportunity. Mm-hmm. So she has, right?
Yeah.
She's got this trusted position.
The access of the bookkeeper.
Yeah, exactly. And in fact, if you look at research on this, research has found that an embezzler is usually a seemingly ordinary and well-adjusted middle-aged person.
Really?
Yeah.
See, so she fits that profile.
Yeah, exactly. Need or pressure.
The gambling.
Yeah, gambling debts. And there's maybe a psychological need here as well. So if she's using it for gambling, the need to avoid detection, and because she doesn't want people
to be outed as a gambler.
To be outed as a problem gambler specifically.
Yeah.
So she's telling her family she's winning, but actually she's losing. Mm-hmm. And so that can spiral as well, right? Where she is paying off the gambling debts with the stolen money. And then there's the third part of the fraud triangle, which is the rationalisation, which is...
Is that kind of like sort of justifying it in some way?
Exactly. And in this case, she's presumably rationalising it, saying they won't miss it anyway. And at least in the early phase of embezzlement related to gambling, people often tell themselves that this money is just being borrowed. Because gamblers don't go in to lose. Gamblers go in to win. And so the idea is you're gonna pay it back. And this cycle in terms of crime is also bad because people often use gambling to escape anxiety. Mm-hmm. And then as they lose more, it increases the anxiety.
Oh, and then you're feeling anxiety about the fact that you're hiding. And then, it's a real vicious cycle.
And another term for that, which I will gift to you.
Please.
It's this intensification of shame and crime is called the progressive moral disintegration, which I think makes sense. So you start doing worse crimes, like stealing much more money over time, because you keep trying to pay things off. And so you dig yourself into this hole.
To the point where you're stealing millions.
Indeed.